The transfer deadline is just under an hour away, and I wanted to rate Tottenham's transfer window collectively across the board. We signed Danso, we signed Mathys Tel, and we brought in Kinksy. Is it good enough? You'll have to wait and hear my thoughts. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. We are steamrolling our way towards 50,000 subscribers. And ladies and gents, I have an announcement. I have launched Henry Talks Football Extra. It will be pinned in the video title. Make sure you go over, hit that subscribe button. It'll also be in the comments. Content coming on out there. We're going to do lots more. We're going to cover teams like Villa, Newcastle, Forest, West Ham, maybe some La Liga, and hopefully do some watch-alongs on there very, very soon. It's a big week for Spurs. We've got Liverpool away in the Cup, massive semi-final, potentially 90 minutes away from being at Wembley. And then we've got Aston Villa, where Asensio and Marcus Rashford will probably be playing against us. We've got that to look forward to as well. But the Tottenham transfer window, Kinksy, Danso, and Mathys Tel. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to be brutally honest, because I always am on this channel. I think anyone giving this window higher than a 4, you are off your head. You're out of your mind. I think a 4 out of 10 is a fair score. And everyone's going to come out and say, Henry, you're negative. Why are you ranting again? Just hear me out, right? We brought in Kinksy from Czechia or Czech Republic, right? We brought him in from Prague. Had a decent couple of games, kept a clean sheet. A bad game at the North London Derby. Played really well against Brentford just a weekend gone. But did we need to sign Kinksy? Did we need to sign him? Vicario will be back from injury in a matter of weeks. Not only that, Brandon Austin, in a 2-1 defeat, made his Premier League debut against Newcastle. He was claiming crosses, he was punching crosses, he made good saves, and he got man of the match on his Premier League debut. He had to sit on the bench 78 times. Finally makes his debut. Man of the match in a defeat in which I don't know how we didn't score an equaliser. And then the following day, we go out and sign a goalkeeper. For me, not the priority. The club knew we had an injury crisis early December. Romero out, Van de Ven out, Udogie out, Vicario out, Maddison being dropped, Bentancur maybe carrying a little knock there as well. Jed Spence in and out of the team. Kulusevski and Porro being run into the fucking ground 90 minutes every single week like clockwork. A goalkeeper was not the priority. Doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad signing, but it wasn't the priority. The priority was to bring in a centre-back and a full-back for me. A full-back that can play both left and right back because Udogie is out for 8 weeks and Jed Spence now is going to be essentially playing that role. And if Jed Spence gets injured, we'll end up having to put Archie Gray as centre-back at left-back. We also don't really have cover in the DM area. We still have not signed the DM. Basuma's not a 6. Bentancur's not a 6. Sar's not a 6. Bergval's not a 6. The ability to ignore a situation from this football club at times is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing, right? We then go and sign Danso on the 1st of February. So for 32 days, all of January, the 31 days, and the 1st of Feb, we knew a centre-back was the priority. If we would have signed Danso on the 1st of January, right, which was just over a month ago now, fairly good rated Austrian international, he could have played against Liverpool, against Newcastle, against Tamworth, against Arsenal, against Everton, against Hoffenheim, and against Leicester. We may have not lost against Everton. We may have not lost against Leicester. We may have drew against Newcastle. We may have, got something against Arsenal. Now, people are probably going to say, Henry, this is overreactionary. It's not. Because those extra points could be the difference between Tottenham being 14th and Tottenham maybe being 11th, for a lot more of a respectable points tally in a lot better form right now. We've won 2 of our last 12 Premier League games. Don't get me wrong, Brentford was a very good win. Clean sheet, 3 points against a tough away ground. But it's not acceptable. We should not be accepting this. And I urge every single one of you, 16th of February, Tottenham versus Manchester United, attend the protest. I will try and advertise it all I can. Attend the protest against this ownership, because bringing in Danso, then having the embarrassment of being rejected by Kolo Muani, rejected by Tomori, trying to panic buy Disasi from Chelsea, who is absolutely trash, and then finally getting Mathys Tel over the line, who rejected us 3 days ago. Daniel Levy jets out to Munich. He's rejected face-to-face. Magically, the situation turns around. Don't ask me how. It's not acceptable. It's not a good transfer window. It wasn't a good summer window, was it? Let's just be brutally honest. Archie Gray, Bergvall, and Solanke didn't bring in a centre-back. Radu Dragusin now has done his ACL as well, which means Danso is going to have to play every single minute until Romero and Van de Ven are back. He may pick up an injury. Ben Davies is being flogged like a... I don't even know what the expression is. Archie Gray still has not played in midfield yet under this manager. And as much as I want Ange out, at the end of the day, the narrative was from the club spokesman, from Ali Gold and from Paul O'Keefe, that Ange Postecoglou was going to be backed. He's backed, bringing in Mathys Tel on loan with an option to buy, a goalkeeper that's not going to play when Vicario's back, and Danso. That's not a good enough window. We're in the pits right now. The narrative is from the fan base, give him the cups. Okay, let's see how we get on against Aston Villa and Liverpool. Right? Because mark my words. Mark my words. And I'm not saying this to be negative. I'm just telling you guys how this is. Right? Our next 8 games across the board, the fixtures are disgusting. Bournemouth, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Villa, Fulham, and Chelsea. Don't even remind me Ipswich Town already beat us. Does Danso, Mathys Tel, and Kinksy lift your spirits? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we've got Mathys Tel. I am. But it's not enough. The reason we've signed Mathys Tel tells me that the Dominic Solanke injury is worse than we initially thought. Let's just be brutally honest. It's probably worse than we initially thought. And we're sitting here. The deadline window shuts in 35 minutes. And we brought in a centre-back from France in Danso. Don't get me wrong, Danso might be the next best centre-back in the Premier League. He might be. But, you know, he's 26 years of age. In terms of his stats, in terms of the leagues he's played in, we just signed him from RC Lens, you know, where he played 128 games. Other than that, he played in Germany for Augsburg and for Fortuna Dusseldorf. And he was also, funny enough, he was also at Southampton. In terms of his profile as a player, you know, we're sitting here right now. We've just signed him for 25 million euros. And then we bidded £60 million for Gahey. Now, if Gahey was the priority, that's a signing I can get behind. But why was that not made on January the 1st? Why, if Mathys Tel was the priority, why didn't we move through him on January the 1st? I'm not being negative. I just think we're sitting here right now and it's I don't know. David Ornstein has literally just dropped a bomber 8 minutes ago since we started recording this regarding Mathys Tel. And it says, Tottenham reached total agreement to sign Mathys Tel from Bayern Munich. Deal for 19-year-old attacker. Loan until summer, plus Tottenham option to buy for 55 million euros on a 6-year contract. Medical completed and France Youth International poised to sign shortly. So that would mean £50 million on Brennan Johnson, £60 million on Dominic Solanke, and an extra £45 million on Mathys Tel. That is a lot of money. 45 million on James Maddison, 40 million on Van de Ven. 25 million on your doggy, 20 million on Bentancur, 40 million on Kulusevski, 25 million on Odegaard. You can't tell me that these players are worth 15th in the Premier League. As bad as the injury crisis is, that is unacceptable. And if we are going to sign Mathys Tel and have that option for 55 million euros, he better hit the ground running. Because our fixture list we have got coming up, David Ornstein, he normally is 99% of the time right. We have got to hit the ground running. Our fixture list is absolutely disgusting. It really, really is. We've got, like I said, Liverpool on Thursday, Villa on Sunday, Man United, Ipswich, City, Bournemouth, Fulham and Chelsea. I'm happy we got 2 over the line, but we needed more. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the second channel. And I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. I am